Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Let's Talk. My name is Dallas G, and this channel will help you navigate all subjects, spirituality, and your spiritual awakening. In today's video, I will answer this question: what is a spirit guide? My channel not only helps you answer questions like this one, but it will also help you connect incredibly in beneficial ways that you will see in personal growth, in your happiness and successful future. Then at the end, we're going to wrap it up with a meditation on how to connect with your spirit guides and a list for initial questions that can be more in keeping with what a guide wants to offer guidance on, which I will split into 3 main categories. So please stay with me till the end. Feel free to circle back if you need to. And if you receive value in this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. It really makes a difference. And if you have some time, there's a lot of content on this channel. So I would love for you to see my other videos. Now let's dig into this question. What is a spirit guide? You ready to do this? Let's talk. It is fairly common these days to hear the term spirit guides, yet there can be some confusion as to what they actually are. So I'm here to dispel many of the misconceptions and also clarify the terminology surrounding guides. Firstly, everybody has spirit guides. Even if you think you don't, you do. If you've never worked with your spirit guides before, by the end of this video, hopefully, you'll have a good place to start and awaken further curiosity. For those that have worked with their guides, the information provided by me will hopefully help you deepen your connection and offer a clear foundation with your spirit guides. What is a spirit guide? As the name spirit suggests, these are beings that do not occupy the physical realm. If we accept that everything in the universe is made up of energy, we vibrate at a slow enough rate to exist on the physical plane, whereas spirit consciousness, spirit oscillates at a much faster, lighter rate and therefore occupies a different level of existence. Most guides were once human. They once occupied this earth at some point in history, but are now deceased and live in the spirit realm. These spirits have agreed to work with and you alone to help you on your spiritual path. Now, what do I mean when I say spirit wants to work with me alone and me alone? I don't understand that. Well, generally speaking, there are 2 types of spirit guides. There's your personal guides and your working guides, okay? Firstly, everybody has at least 3, not 1, personal guides. In Eastern traditions, it is a minimum of, it's 4. This is regardless of whether you decide to communicate with them or not. They are still there, gently offering guidance. Occasionally, you may have some more guides for certain periods in your life. Also, these guides can come and go throughout your lifetime, or they may remain with you from birth until death. Here are your 3 personal guides. Feel free to play back this video numerous times if you have to. Getting acquainted with your guides is key to your growth and happiness. Your main guide. On your right-hand side, you have your main guide. This guide is interested in your soul's development, otherwise known as your soul evolution. But what is soul evolution? Okay, let's take a step back. Simply put, what is a soul? A soul is a consciousness of a living being. In other words, it is everything but the physical body. It's not the matter. So a soul makes up our reason, our character, our feeling, our memory, and perception. In terms of soul evolution, we are trying to overcome the sense of self, the ego, and unite with God consciousness and see the reality of life as it is, that we're all connected. What happens to the one happens to the whole. The soul evolution is the lessons faced and learned in order to get closer to this realization or enlightenment. Main guide. Your guardian angel. Guardian angel is behind you, stands behind you. Some mistakenly believe that your guardian angel is above you, but this is because their energy is so massive and so large that they can appear floating above your head as opposed to directly behind you, where they truly are. As the name suggests, they are there to protect you in every way that they can, best described as a mother figure. Although there is no gender in energy, only how we perceive it through our rational minds. Their desire to protect and to love is totally unconditional. And let me introduce you to your gatekeeper, which is to your left-hand side, sometimes known as the doorkeepers. He or she is your protector, much like your very own nightclub bouncer. He's the one with the clipboard saying, if your name's not down, you are not coming in. He makes sure that only energy which serves your highest good is coming near you. And that is what he does. That is his main purpose. Your gatekeeper is not there to offer advice or guidance. This is what your main guide does, and what your guardian angels can do. Instead, your gatekeeper is your protective shield. That's the one who's going to protect you. They tend to have a much denser feel to them. They're often not very pretty. Sorry, gatekeeper. It is no good having a beautiful maiden as a gatekeeper, right? So obviously they have to look intimidating. Their role is to protect and to shut out any unwanted attention. So no, they are not pretty. They are intimidating. You can call upon your gatekeeper at any time. This is particularly important before you undertake any psychic or mediumship work for all my spiritual people out there. Similarly, if you're ever in a situation where you can feel uncomfortable or someone makes you feel uneasy, silently call your gatekeeper to push back anything that isn't serving your highest good. In addition, you may have noticed that the positioning of these three personal guides forms a sacred triangle, okay, around you. This is a very powerful spiritual number and shape. Now let's talk about personal guides, because your own guides are working with you, and only with you. You are linked at all times. Therefore, unlike working guides, you do not need to open up to connect with them. If you have no idea what you're doing, okay, don't worry. You merely need to set an intention to communicate with them and give yourself a quiet space and time to allow the relationship to strengthen. Remember, your master guide and your guardian angel are there to offer you advice and support. They will talk with you. Yes, they will. Gatekeepers, on the other hand, are like your security guards. Their job isn't to converse or guide, but rather protect. Believe me, I've used him many times. It's important to remember at all times your guides cannot break your free will. Therefore, they will only communicate and guide if you ask them to. They cannot tell you what to do. And again, that will undermine the agency that you have over your own life. But they can make suggestions. They nudge you every so often. That will give you your best interest, and that is for your highest good. That only happens if you're listening. If you would like to develop a relationship with your guides, here is a very straightforward exercise. Meditate to connect with your spirit guides. You ready? Find a quiet space where you know you won't be disturbed, preferably one that is familiar to you and you feel comfortable. Close your eyes and direct your attention to the breath, the steady flow of inhales and exhales. Open your mind, settle, and feel still as each guide in turn approaches you, and you can feel their presence. Guides always approach you from behind, never from in front. Take note of any sensations, colors, and sounds. However subtle, you may feel the air becoming denser, a tingling sensation, a pressure in the particular point, or something that is personal to you. Ask the guide to then step back and the next to approach. Note the variance in sensation or presence. They will not feel the same. The more that you do this practice, the easier it will be for you to identify the position, the calling card, and personally identify with each one of your guides. Offer your thanks to your guides. Gently blink, your eyes open. You may want to jot down your experience in a notebook. I would love to hear what has happened after you've done this exercise. Write about your experience and your questions in the comments below. All right, here are some questions that you might want to ask your guides. A lot of people get all caught up about wanting to know everything about their guides. Tell me about my guides. Tell me their name. Where do they live? What do they do as a profession? However, these are earthly concerns and not related to the real purpose of your guide. As a result, do not be dissuaded if this information is not freely given. For example, I recognize my guides and all by their names, but it was a long process that required patience. It may start by noticing a color, a sound, a sensation that allows you to identify a particular guide. Trust in that. Here's a list of initial questions that can be more in keeping with what a guide wants to offer guidance on. Those are split into 3 main categories. Ready? Questions that you may want to ask your guide. How can I strengthen my connection with you? Why are we destined to be together? Are you a lifelong guide or here for a particular period of guidance? Here are some guidelines on how to work together. How should I refer to you? Ask. How can I call on you? The call is sometimes very different from one person to another. Is there a particular time or place that will work best for us to be connected? Some people think it's in the morning, some people like it at night, some people like to be still, some people like music. Questions about yourself. What do you need to know about myself right now? What obstacles are holding me back from my further progress? What should I keep persevering? What should I continue to do? How is my spiritual development going? Are these any areas in which I should be concentrating on? Which psychic skills should I be developing? Questions about the higher order of things. Or which karmic lessons should I be concentrating on? How do I break this karmic circle? What does higher purpose mean? What exactly does it mean? What exactly is the soul journey? What are working guides? As the name suggests, the spirit world is nothing if not tidy. These are guides who work with you for specific tasks, practices, development. For instance, I have a guide for psychic readings, and this guide sits with me. He is highly curious, has a strong energetic force, and is insightful. For healing practices, I have a guide who is very gentle and has pure energy, loves to channel. They normally are messenger guides that have the knowledge and experience of the world. Then there are spirit animals and power animals. These are another manifestation of your working guides and your personal guides, but they can have a specific function too. For example, shamans tend to have smaller animals working with them who are more adept and agile, so they can more easily remove attachments, cords, and or entanglements. Teaching guides, on the other hand, which I use a lot, they direct you towards the information needed for further spiritual evolution. For instance, they introduce books, classes, or even other people from which we may excel in our understanding of physiological and spiritual aspects. That's a lot for today. So I hope you found this video informative. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe. There are so many more videos to come now that I finally got this Let's Talk YouTube channel started up again. Don't forget to hit the bell so you can be notified when I do upload more videos, so you won't miss out. If there are any questions at all, or topics that you wish for me to cover on this channel, Dallas G Let's Talk, please comment below. Thank you for joining me. This is Dallas G. I look forward to our next time. There will be a next time. Ready to do this? Next time, let's talk. Bye-bye.